One of those heartwarming moments in sports where you just, oh my God. That is not good.
Let's clap for that, you stupid bastard.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I saw this story come across the desk late Friday, and I just was not in a mood for it. Just not in a mood. You know, I think, look, I've been pretty consistent on this channel in terms of my opinion on, what people decide to do, with the poke. None of my business, your body, your choice. I'm not here to judge anyone, whether they want to do it or not. I literally have no opinion. Where I do get concerned is with the marketing of it and the insidious nature in which it's become so politicized that because it's allowing some people to make health decisions based on their political affiliations. There are absolutely people out there who are getting it to own Trump, and then they're doing these cringe selfies. And then there are people that are refusing to own Biden when maybe they should. The fact of the matter is everyone is different and everyone has a different kind of risk calculation to make. And that's their decision to make. But where I have a problem is with the moralizing of it, the moral shaming of it, the using U.S. tax dollars to pay people to do it, to use our tax money to do $1 million lotteries in Ohio and California. I have to pay for that. You have to pay for that. Right? It's insanity. But where things get really frustrating is now with the politicization, the moralizing. Make-A-Wish Foundation is a company that has been around forever. And essentially what they do is when kids are really sick, it's usually kids from what I can tell. I don't know if that's a hard and fast rule, but it's usually kids. And they got, a raw deal. They're born with some debilitating disease or a physical or mental ailment, or they're terminally ill. What Make-A-Wish does is gives them one awesome thing. Whether it's going to Disneyland, which used to be awesome, or it's meeting Michael Jordan. It's meeting your favorite baseball player. It's meeting, Spider-Man, the actor that plays Spider-Man, and then going to whatever it is. It's literally one of those things that regardless of your political affiliation, everyone can agree making a sick kid happy is a good thing generally, right? No matter who we all vote for. In particular, ones that are terminally ill, kids that have leukemia or something like that, getting just something really amazing before their time is tragically cut short. This is something we can all agree on is a good thing, again, regardless of political affiliation. I would hope, right? By the way, if you're watching this video and you haven't yet subscribed, please do click that red subscribe button down below. I'm pushing hard to hit that next subscriber milestone by the end of the week. We're getting close, but if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please do click it. It'll be the only way you find the video. I know it's kind of a pain, but, if you don't ask, you don't get, and I appreciate it. So the Make-A-Wish Foundation announces kids must first get the poke in order to receive a wish. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to provide medical advice. But what I will say is kids are obviously among the lowest risk for this, for getting sick. It's never really been pushed hard that young kids get it. But for whatever reason, Make-A-Wish does it. Research regarding the effects of the coof among kids continues to develop, Make-A-Wish founder CEO Richard Davis announced that the nonprofit organization will be granting wishes only to children and families that have received the poke. Founded in 1980, Make-A-Wish Foundation has helped fulfill the wishes of children between the ages of 2 and 18. Okay, so now we know, who are dealing with critical illness. With the new caveat in play, children that have yet to receive the poke will no longer meet the criteria. So imagine you're like a 7-year-old with leukemia, and obviously you don't need to worry about that. But this jerk is going to say, well, you can't have, you're going to die in like 3 months, but you got to make sure to get this so that we can politicize it. Disgusting. We've consulted with doctors and medical professionals throughout the National Medical Advisory Council. Davis is the CEO announcement via Zoom. We're monitoring public health, blah, 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 blah. And you see some of the tweets. Here's Cassandra Fairbanks. Make-A-Wish Foundation announces they will only help fully poked kids. Davis established that critically ill children must fulfill the new guideline before applying for the foundation's aid. All Wish participants, including your Wish kid and all siblings, will need to be 2 weeks past the completion of the poke. That means mom, dad, every single brother and sister you have, I imagine anyone who's involved has to get it. Now, again, I am not saying whether or not someone should or shouldn't. Please understand that. I know this is a very hot button issue, and my position, as usual, is that people should make up their own mind. But this is ridiculous. This is absolutely done for political virtue signaling reasons. There's no reason that you need to force this on the 6 brothers and sisters that they have who are perfectly healthy. It makes no sense. Now, are you saying okay, so there's an argument that says like, hey, well, you're going to have to be in and around our staff and in and around other people. And that, it's a safety thing for our staff. Okay, maybe you could make that case, but I would assume that would be case by case. What if your Make-A-Wish is to go see Mount Rushmore? You don't need to interact with anybody. What if your Make-A-Wish is to meet, I don't know, a musician who isn't a lunatic, and they don't care, or a motorbike racer or something like that. They don't care. Meanwhile, the CDC are set up to discuss the incidents of. I'm not going to go into any of that stuff. Obviously, there's side effects for everything. But what's interesting to me is you can look at some of the replies. And by the way, just so everyone knows who the Make-A-Wish Foundation CEO is, this is a guy that recently just bought a $5 million. This is Make-A-Wish America CEO is among the buyers of this week's priciest homes in Phoenix. When did he buy this? A year ago, at the height of lockdowns. At the height of lockdowns, he went and bought a $5 million mansion. Now, again, I don't care. I mean, hey, I don't know. Maybe he was like some tech mogul or some, whatever businessman before he was a CEO of Make-A-Wish. Whatever. You see a recycling company executive and nonprofit CEOs were among the buyers of the most expensive homes in Phoenix Metro this week. Richard K. Davis, Chief Executive Officer of Make-A-Wish and former Executive Chairman and President of U.S. Bancorp, and his wife Teresa paid cash for a new construction mansion in Paradise Valley in Adobe Ranch community. 5.5 bathrooms, was built in 2019. Price $4.47 million. Paid in cash, by the way. So good for you. It seems like you're doing just fine. It's insane to me. But it's what's questionable though is now after pushback, they've suffered a bit of what I might call on this channel instant regret.
Well, this is getting
You see here, Make-A-Wish to grant fully poked children wishes involving air travel and large gatherings in September. So I'm guessing that they were actually like withholding everything during the lockdowns. You see, this is a literal new low for humanity. terminally ill children will not be granted a wish from the Make-A-Wish Foundation unless, you guessed it, they're fully poked. You see, we understand that there are many families whose children aren't eligible for it, and we also know that there are families who aren't choosing to get one. We respect everyone's freedom of choice, a Make-A-Wish spokesperson said. We will continue to grant wishes for all eligible children, and now after backlash, including children who have not been poked. This is after immense backlash. You see, Make-A-Wish says it won't require terminally ill kids. So if you're terminally ill, then you don't need to get it now. This is after having to clarify this ridiculous statement. You can see on Sunday, the foundation reversed its course. The foundation issued a statement Sunday night saying it understands that many children seeking wishes can't get it because of their illness, and that Make-A-Wish no longer requires those children to get the poke at all. So you have all these children who, let's say you have some sort of, an illness that's, whatever, that you can't take that extra risk. You can't also get the poke. Now they've, after, immense backlash, they've finally reversed course. But the frustrating thing is, without the backlash, this would have been their standard position. Absolutely pathetic. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.